What's up, Falcons fans? Back with another game preview for you guys on today's show. As Week 7 of the season is here, and the Falcons hit the road to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Couple of 3-3 teams coming up on Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, noon Central Time, out in Cincinnati. Big game for both these teams, especially the Falcons, as hey, you win this game, you at least have a guaranteed tied for first place through 7 weeks. Who would have thought that coming into this season? What is your biggest key to victory for the Falcons to beat the Bengals on Sunday? Is it pressuring Joe Burrow? Is it having no turnovers with Marcus Mariota, continuing to run the ball well? Let us know. We'll give our keys to victory, but let us know what you guys think down in the comments. Let's get to those injury reports as they sit right now. Terrell, he's been limited with a thigh injury. Mykal Walker is limited with the groin. Dee Alford did not practice with the hamstring, and that's notable because corner is thin right now with Casey Hayward on the shelf. Taquan Graham limited. Isaiah Oliver was full. That was good to see. And then Ogundeji is limited with a shoulder injury as well. You look at this cornerback position right now with Casey Hayward on the shelf on injured reserve and Terrell banged up. Got all these guys dealing with stuff. Really need Terrell to play because if he doesn't, this secondary could have a really tough time, which they already probably will, facing Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. So you got to keep an eye on this over the next couple of days. Not ideal for a couple of starting cornerbacks to potentially be banged up in this one. Hopefully Terrell at least is able to go out there and shadow Jamar Chase. Bengals injuries now. Speaking of Chase, he is on the injury report, limited with the hip injury. So is T. Higgins, limited with an ankle. Logan Wilson did not practice with the shoulder. Hayden Hurst limited with a groin. Lyle Collins had a rest day. Josh Tupou did not practice with a calf. Marcus Bailey limited. And then Jeffrey Gunter did not practice with a knee. Obviously keeping an eye on Higgins and Chase there. I expect that they are both going to play. But obviously if they don't, that would be advantage Falcons. Now, which injury hurts the Falcons the most? Let us know. I mean, I think with Hayward going to IR, that one's obviously a big deal. But if Terrell couldn't go, I mean, that becomes a matchup nightmare because we know how good these Bengals receivers can be. So let us know what you guys think. I'm going to say A.J. Terrell. Keep an eye on that one. But if you have someone else in mind, you can drop that name as well. Let's get to some keys to victory here. Number one, get to Joe Burrow, which is something that a lot of teams are able to do because he holds the ball a little bit too long at times, and this Bengals O-line, even though Cincinnati invested, hasn't exactly been great. Joe Burrow takes a lot of sacks. But the thing is, Cincinnati is 7-0 when they allow less than 3 sacks since the start of last season. So not only do you have to get to him, you have to get to him a lot because he's willing to take extra hits. He's willing to stand in there because he's looking for the big play downfield. So got to get home with that front four. Got to dial up blitzes at the right time if you are Atlanta. So that's obviously a huge key in this game as Joe Burrow's taken a lot of sacks, but even if it's 1 or 2, Cincinnati's comfortable with that. So got to get home early and often. Looking at this defensive front to try and get home. Can Grady Jarrett have a big game? Can Taquan Graham get home as well? Obviously not the most stout group in the NFL, so you're going to have to find a way to find other guys to get pressures. Like I mentioned, Grady Jarrett's got to be that guy. He's the one guy that can consistently get pressure. He has 3.5 sacks already this year. I think you're going to need at least 1-2 sacks from him in this game if you want to beat Cincinnati on the road. Will Joe Burrow be sacked 3 or more times? That's kind of that magic number. 3 or more, and you're going to be in good shape. 3 or less than 3, Cincinnati's going to be in good shape. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Will the Falcons have at least 3 sacks? Predict it for us down in the comments. All right, key number 2, win the third down battle. Listen, the money downs are critical in the NFL. It's all about situational football these days. Bengals on third down this year. Look at some notes here. They are second in the NFL, almost 50%. 0 for 2, or 0-2, I should say, when they convert less than 50%. So third down defense is going to be critical, and I think that kind of leads to just a major key here is getting off the field and then converting when you're on offense. You got to extend drives if you're Marcus Mariota. Joe Burrow is a money quarterback when he gets time, especially on those key downs. So kind of key 1 and key 2 tie together. Got to get pressure on him and limit those third down conversions there. One problem, though. The Falcons defense has a 46% conversion rate on third down, which is third worst in the NFL. So the stats kind of show that this is a tough matchup for Atlanta. Cincinnati converts a lot on third down. Falcons give up a lot on third down. Something's got to give. Something's got to change if you're Atlanta. So maybe you dial up more blitzes. I don't know, but that is certainly a key area to watch in this game. Hey, all we're saying here at Falcons Today is we've been getting more subscribers recently, and that's been correlating with winning games. Look, I'm not I didn't study chemistry in college or anything like that. I'm talking sports for a living, but that seems scientific to me. So if you subscribe to the channel, the Falcons are going to keep winning. Sub for Falcons Dubs. Hit that big red button, and hopefully that leads to more wins. All right, be efficient in the passing game like last week. Hello, Marcus Mariota. The guy started, 10 for 10 and had almost a perfect game. He was terrific against San Francisco. This is not a volume passing attack, but it can be an efficient one, as we saw a week ago against the 49ers. And, hey, Kyle Pitts got involved. That was nice to see. When the Falcons are running the football the way that they have been over the last couple of weeks, that can set up easy completions for Marcus Mariota. Atlanta doesn't throw the ball a ton, and they don't need to. Only 37% of plays are throws, but you got to maximize those opportunities. Third lowest in passing yards. But again, if you're throwing it 18 times a game and 14 of those are completed and you're running for 150 yards, you can play that way. You just have to be very efficient when you do throw the football. I think back to that one week where Marcus Mariota went 7 for 19. Like, you're not going to get away with many of those. But if you're 13 for 19, 14 for 19, that is a recipe for success for the Falcons. Another problem here, though, as we run into another kind of matchup issue, Bengals have allowed just 5.6 yards per drop back, so fourth best in the NFL. What does that tell me? You've got to win the early downs as well. You got to get into third and manageable and have the whole playbook open where you can run it with the quarterback, run it with the running back, play action boots, easy completions. You get into third and long, you're going to be in big trouble. This team is not built to convert third and 6+. So get into those manageable down and distances, and I think Marcus Mariota can deliver on Sunday. Hey, it's getting a little chilly out, even down here in Texas where we're based at here at Chat Sports and Falcons Today. So get yourself a hoodie. This one's on sale, chatsports.com/ATL hoodie. Warm up as we get deeper into the fall and on into the winter. Pick one up today. We'll have the link in the comments and description of the video, chatsports.com/ATL hoodie. It's a nice-looking one. Well, just kind of simple, clean hoodie there and represent your Atlanta Falcons. All right, secondary must step up. Even while banged up, got to make some plays. I think Terrell will play, and if he does, he needs to be really good. I would expect Atlanta to shadow Jamar Chase, which means whoever's guarding T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, those on-paper matchups are going to be in favor of Cincinnati. So someone's got to step up on the back end. Got to get some good safety play. This is really a game. You really miss Casey Hayward in this game. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Jamar Chase having another nice campaign here. Almost 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, 39 catches. I mean, he's averaging, 6-7 catches a game. I mean, he's on pace for another monster season for the Bengals. That's going to be a big matchup with A.J. Terrell. T. Higgins is going to be a big weapon too. Obviously, Terrell, I think he'll shadow Chase, but he'll probably have some moments where he's guarding T. Higgins as well. Darren Hall needs to be someone that can step up with Hayward out. He's got to be that outside CB2, so we'll see how he fares in this matchup, but that passing attack for Cincinnati against this back end for Atlanta, certainly a matchup to monitor here on Sunday. All right, there you go. Some injury updates and keys to victory. Will the Falcons win on Sunday? What do you guys think? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Let us know and get those score predictions in. Be an overachiever. Predict the score of this matchup between Cincinnati and Atlanta. If the Falcons beat the Bengals on the road, national media got to start taking notice. So get those score predictions in, and hey, go Falcons.